everybody, Dana Litwin here again, and welcome back to Tuesday Tips for Leaders of Volunteers. This week, a very common problem, but I've been talking about it specifically with some clients and my mentee, when other staff, other paid employees at your organization want more volunteers, or they are short of people to work on their projects in their departments, but they also complain that they don't have time to train them or teach anybody themselves how to do it. And that's common. Everybody's very busy. They've already got a lot of stuff on their plates. And I have 3 quick tips on how to solve for this. And one of them is actually going to be used by my mentee, and the others are going to be used by the clients that I've been talking to about this issue. So number 1, if a staff department or individual says, this is a complicated job, but I don't have time to train volunteers on all of the responsibilities and duties and tasks that come along with it, then offer to recruit and set up from local high schools, local universities that have media production majors or programs. Get some student filmmakers in to make training videos where they just follow staff along, and a good media or journalism student who wants to do this either as an internship for units or as just a fun volunteer special project will know and be able to ask questions like, oh, why is it important to stabilize the raptor wing when you're after surgery, when you're tying it up, in this case of an animal shelter or wildlife rescue? Or, well, how many kids come in to learn how to read after school in a typical program? So there might be, in addition to the staff member just kind of narrating out loud to this media film crew, video crew, there might be some interesting questions that kind of help a layperson and a new volunteer understand why things are being done and give them that context. So that was tip number 1. Tip number 2, kind of related, but if there are any volunteers already doing that role or that task, create a buddy or mentor or job shadowing program where there's either some basics like a handout, a written thing in the volunteer handbook that talks about the basic duties, responsibilities, tasks of the role, and then new volunteers learn on the job. So they come in on their first shift and they know that they're starting from around 0 as a foundation, but they learn as they go. And that can take a little bit more time than watching a video. A video can be on an e-learning platform or in your volunteer portal with your volunteer management software or on your website. So that's kind of more accessible and easy. But if for whatever reason the video thing isn't going to work for your agency or organization, then try buddy, mentor, job shadowing done by volunteers who are given that leadership and responsibility while paid staff are doing other things. The third tip, and this ties into some other videos I've done about kind of getting staff to value volunteers and understand that, is you might just need to have a reality check with them. You might just have to have a heart-to-heart conversation with the person who's complaining they don't have enough volunteers but also doesn't have time to train volunteers, to say, hey, a little bit of time investment up front teaching people how to do this job helps you out almost immediately. The moment they know how to do those things, that frees up your time again. So whether that's once a month or once a quarter, or instead of a volunteer being the one who's the mentor buddy, new volunteers learn on the job while the staff members are doing it, and they just stay hands off until they feel like they're comfortable jumping in. You might just have to have that conversation with people and say it's absolutely worth the time investment up front, even if you think you don't have time. It's worth it because it pays off right away, and then those volunteers that you have trained directly can then become the number 2 tip. They can become the people who then train other volunteers, and you can set it up that way. So I hope you enjoyed these Tuesday tips. I certainly enjoy making them for all of you as leaders of volunteers. Please subscribe if you're not yet part of that Cool Kids Club. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and of course, share this far and wide with colleagues who might be going through this very issue, and check out all the literally hundreds of other Tuesday tip videos and priceless advice, longer interviews I have with experts on volunteer engagement and other topics from around the world. I hope you have a great rest of the week. Take care. We'll see you next time.